Try that again. Damn the Hero Masters Young. Welcome back to the F1 podcast. I'm joined by David.
Sorry about that, folks. He's trying. He'll get there eventually. How will do it?
It wasn't that. Guess what? I didn't check after the Windows update. Didn't check the audio options, did I?
So which bit hadn't turned itself back on?
The mic.
The mic. Also, not an important bit.
The mic hadn't. It basically was showing a load of numbers and like letters, numbers and mini dashes and stuff like that. So it wasn't basically, yeah.
But anyway, here we are. After the Baku Grand Prix, Azerbaijan.
The Azerbaijan Grand Prix.
Ironically, after our Age of Empires battle the other week, another one that had problem with castles.
Yeah. But it wasn't thrilling. I didn't.
It had a couple of moments.
It did.
In a race which largely passed by unannounced.
Yeah.
I will say I didn't see any practice or qualifying due to other commitments, so I can only go on a race verdict.
Practice, you didn't miss much. Quali, you didn't really miss much.
Apart from Stroll crashing twice, eh?
Yeah. Yeah, so this podcast might not be
hopefully not the longest one we've ever done.
No. I will say the Alpine was looking racy, but then it just didn't seem to materialise.
The McLarens were looking slow.
Yep.
But then again, they were trying to cure the porpoising issue, so...
And so Mercedes, but you know. Every podcast, it's Mercedes this, Mercedes that for this porpoising, but it's true. They're shocking. But I know this is skipping ahead. The funny thing was at the end of the race, obviously when you saw Hamilton holding his back outside the car, obviously, I know we've skipped ahead here, but we haven't, obviously. And Toto goes on the radio and says, "I'm sorry that the car is such a beep box." So it's basically, it's like, Toto, are you actually listening to our podcast? Because we say shit box.
if you are Toto, hit us up, we'll get you on for one of them.
Yeah. But no, it was just the way he said...
Slide into Chris's DMs, I'm sure we won't say no.
Because it was just the way he come out with, "I'm sorry the car is such a shit box." And it's like, have you been listening on the podcast? Because that's what we say. We say, George is used to driving shitboxes. And the car is such a shitbox. That's why he is managing with it. But it was just the way he come out with, "I'm sorry the car is such a shitbox." And I was like, wow, you've been listening on the podcast. But yeah, no. Practice and quali were spectacular.
No, nice once again. Nice to see Perez doing well again and jumping to the start. Perez doing really well off the start.
Yeah. And I don't know what it is with Checo. He's just seemed to have had this boost all of a sudden.
Things are obviously working out. I mean, okay, at Monaco, I think Max seemed to struggle with the car, didn't he? Max just didn't get the setup right.
Yeah. Which helped.
And I think Checo, and like I said before, that was a good race for the number 2 drivers because Sainz didn't have a bad weekend and Checo, and I think they both needed it. And I think Checo is in with a shot at the championship, I must say. As much as I like the guy, it's a long shot.
He's third in the championship.
I mean, I was talking to my dad before Baku, and we're talking. He says basically it's a 3-horse race at this point for the championship. Now, I personally argue it's a 4.
Let me have a look at the standings.
Don't forget, we are that early in the season right now. In theory, Schumacher could still win it, but...
Well, Max is on 150 points.
Yeah.
Perez is second now with 129 points.
So he's still within one race win.
Yeah.
That's important.
Leclerc is on 116 points and Russell is on 99 points.
Now they're my 4. I think those 4, because as much as the Merc is a shitbox, we're out for the shitbox shirt in store soon, ladies and gentlemen. But as much as the Merc is a shitbox, Russell, he keeps getting these top 5s and podiums.
Yeah.
And if he keeps that up, that consistency is what wins.
Well, did you notice his engineer called him Mr. Consistency?
Yeah, just try and get rid of the title of Mr. Saturday.
Which is a shame, because I liked Mr. Saturday over Mr. Consistency. I mean, Sainz is on 83 points. So he's 5, the top 5. But I can only see it being
I think it's between those top 4.
Yeah.
So my dad argues that Russell, he doesn't think has, which I can see his point. It would be a real long shot, but to me that option is still there, just. Especially if Merc sort their shit out for the back end of the season.
Merc can sort the shit out for the back end of the season. If Ferrari have problems, in inverted commas, you will.
What do you mean if they have problems? I think a lot of people would argue they've got issues already.
I think there could be a possibility of Russell coming third in the Drivers' Championship this year.
I also think winning it is not impossible.
It's not impossible for him, but it'd be a hell of a stretch. Red Bull would have to have a fucking mare.
Oh, it's up there with the odds that Jenson Button was never going to win 2009 in a Brawn.
Well, yeah.
And we all remember how that one finished.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, I'm not arguing. I'm not arguing you.
No.
I admit myself that to us to sit here after the end of the season and crown George Russell world champion is a long shot. But I'm saying
it's not out of the question.
But like I say, at this point in the championship, we could still declare Mick Schumacher. There's still enough points on the board.
Oh, there's still, yeah. We haven't had many races, so.
But it's already becoming apparent it's going to be a 3 to 4 way battle mainly.
Yeah.
I unfortunately don't think Carlos has quite got it in him this season.
Depends if the car behaves well, doesn't it? Because it didn't at Baku.
Well, that's what I was going to come on to, if Ferrari have problems.
If Ferrari have problems.
Yeah. Ferrari have big issues, not just with the...
Oh, we know they've got issues.
Do you not notice all the retirees at Baku were all Ferrari engines?
Yeah.
Because it was one Haas, one Alfa, and both Ferraris, if I remember right.
Both Ferraris.
Zhou's engine blew up, didn't it?
Was the Guan Yu Zhou's engine?
It was definitely an engine problem.
See,
and then
I said to Alan, obviously, as you know, guys, Alan isn't here because Alan's working, so, it's fair enough. I said to Alan, look at the dominance Ferrari had at the beginning of the season. And didn't I say to you guys, at the start of the season, I'm sure I said, this looks like it'll come back and bite them in the ass.
And it looks like it has.
Yeah. Tomorrow, anyways, when we speak to Alan, you will need to tell him his prediction. I don't even know who the hell got closest this time.
That reminds me, I have those on my screen.
Yes,
Let me
do.
pull them up.
Yeah, it was all Ferrari except Bottas.
Bottas is Ferrari engine.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Bottas didn't retire. So this is a worrying, like we had this little bit of issues with the Mercedes engine powered cars at the beginning of the season, if you noticed. It's now gone to the Ferrari engines. Obviously, we can't count Red Bull's problems because Red Bull are under their own powertrain.
Yeah.
So, which is technically still Honda, but it's not. Because, yeah. Just... Yeah, because the last time it was the same result of Max, Perez, and Russell was Spain.
Mm.
But Australia wasn't. But Russell was on the podium again in Australia. But yet again, Hamilton was on the podium in Bahrain.
Yeah.
But I've noticed the consistency. Leclerc, Sainz, Max, Leclerc, Sainz, Leclerc, Perez, Russell. Max, Perez, Norris. Max, Leclerc, and Sainz. Then it was Max, Perez, Russell. Perez, Sainz, and Max. Max, Perez, and Russell.
Mm.
But right, okay, I'm just... So, sorry, it was Sainz, Leclerc, Guan Yu Zhou, K-Mag, and Stroll that didn't finish.
So all Ferrari engine cars?
But Stroll.
Stroll, sorry, yeah.
Stroll's Merc.
Yeah, of course.
But the rest are Ferrari engined cars.
And as I was talking off street, Bottas has already used 3 powertrains this year.
Mm-hmm. So he's got penalties coming up. Maybe Merc might let him dump. Well,
all them ones he took off Merc last season, do you reckon he still got them? You might need them at this rate.
Yeah. And Hamilton, Russell got very lucky in that race just because of the shit that went on. It wouldn't.
Merc have played that game for years. He got lucky. I've said for years that Hamilton could fall in the slurry pit and come out with a gold bar.
Yeah, but if it wasn't for Ferrari,
yeah,
them two probably would have been like
fifth and sixth, realistically.
Yeah. But Russell just has to be handling that car better.
Yeah, 100%.
Sorry to the Hamilton fans, but Russell is technically the number 1 driver here.
Mm.
Regardless of Hamilton's 7 World Championship, this season Russell is number 1.
Oh yeah.
And I'm not the biggest Merc fan, but he's proving himself. I mean, he proved himself in.
He proved himself in the Williams, to be fair. Bahrain.
But it was the outer loop, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. He proved himself there.
The Williams in general last season, you can't hold it against him. That car was awful, and he was dragging the thing round.
It was a shit box, but look at some of the results he got.
Yeah.
Look at some of the.
All right, I'm not willing to include his podium because that was kind of.
You're on about Spa.
Yeah.
But it was a podium for him. Yeah, it was.
Oh yeah.
Spa.
Oh yeah, the record books show it as a podium.
Still a podium
100%.
In a Williams. But it was the one memorable qualifying lap of, I think it was 2021 with Silverstone. Was it Silverstone? Or was it Spa?
I think so.
Well, Spa was the qualifying lap that springs to mind. That was a blistering qualifying lap in the conditions.
Oh, yeah.
And Silverstone was another good one. He knew how to deliver results. He just didn't have the car to
do it.
in. And it's the same with, like I say, I'm not Albon's biggest fan, really. He should have stayed at DTM, but...
I think you're a bigger fan of him than I think I am. And no offense to the guy, but yeah, I didn't think his return. He was substandard in the
He's
Red Bull at best,
yeah, but he's not done a lot.
apart from take Perez's fleet manager award off him.
Yeah, for that fucking
Friggin' Australia.
wow. Still a talking point.
So I say we always used to joke that Perez drove like he paid for tyres.
Yeah, and then Albon disproved. Albon basically.
Albon took it to the extreme.
Yeah.
So it was best when the commentators were discussing what happens if he doesn't change tyres, and nobody actually knew what the regulations were.
He would have got.
Because it's not come up.
No, but he would have been disqualified. Technically, the stewards would have disqualified him.
Yeah. I know the game occasionally balks and forgets to pick cars and stuff.
Well,
I've had the game do that before.
We found that one out, didn't we?
Yeah.
The last race.
Hmm.
Where it pissed it down. Where it rained, going on the inters, and the grid didn't pit. And had so much more grip than anybody else. I mean, as much as I like Latifi a little bit, this is gonna hurt saying it. Since George has left, I think he's give up.
I don't know about give up. He's certainly not had since the back end of last year, and I mean, you can say about his part in the Abu Dhabi incident. I don't think it was intentional. I 100%
It wasn't
don't,
intentional.
He's not exactly covering himself with glory right now.
No, he's not.
Let me put it this way: if he ever had any ideas of being a driver in a higher team Mercedes, and that, I think it's quickly becoming apparent that won't be the case.
That's not going to happen. Toto won't have him. George delivered results. You know, George proved that when he stepped in for Hamilton at Sakia, that was the decision maker. I reckon.
Well, we already sort of knew it was on the cards before that. It had been talked about, and in the same way that, don't forget, Bottas did the same thing. Bottas come through Williams and was always earmarked as the next Mercedes driver, was part of Toto's management company.
But now he's...
So this isn't a new thing.
No, now he's at Alpha.
No, he's at Alpha, and from what we can see, pretty much loving life.
I mean, he's... Don't get me wrong. Like, okay, Albon scored, 3 points. Latifi's still yet to score. Mick Schumacher is still yet to score. I kind of get Guan Yu Zhou, because it's a different class for him, because obviously he stepped up from F2 to F1. So that's completely different. It's more power for him. Because we know from the game, the F2 cars are just... Yeah, where do we brake?
The F2 guys have no brakes.
When do we brake?
From the game.
But,
the F2 guys have no brakes.
Yeah. But Mick Schumacher's yet to score. He's had a pretty bad run of form.
He's also not helping that he's being shown up by K-Mag.
Obviously,
because the Haas has come out of the blocks this year as not the worst car.
No.
And K-Mag just seems to be able to perform with it.
Yeah, where he's struggling a little bit, is Mick.
It's kind of hard because, we've all thought big things of Mick, and I don't want to say he's not delivering, but something needs to change.
Yeah.
I think any ambitions of him driving for Ferrari, I think, are going to be depending on performance going up.
Yeah, no, they won't have him yet. I mean, as long as if he can stay with Haas, for a couple more years, maybe get a bit more.
Yeah. Or maybe even jump up to the Alpha or something.
Yeah, maybe. But obviously Hulkenberg hasn't scored any points because Hulkenberg was only super sub.
Yeah. Oh, that was just Hulkenberg things, wasn't it? Just get a phone call and suddenly.
Yeah. But the Latifi in, God knows how many
I said, did Latifi score any points last season? I don't think he did.
Yeah, he did.
I did, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
he
fair
did.
play.
He did. You know, Albon's only had 3 points. Yuki's only got 11. Vettel's got 13, but obviously we can kind of excuse he didn't have a lot of track time. Obviously, he had COVID.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Ricciardo's only on 15 points, and McLaren just didn't look on it this weekend. They just really
McLaren
didn't.
raised the car to try and get to the bottom of the porpoising issue, no pun intended.
And it didn't work.
Well, it worked. He cured the porpoising.
Yeah, but
the car was slow as shit.
It was bad. You know, I just don't want.
And then they spend the entire race bickering over the radio.
Yeah, you're not. Like I say, you're not the biggest Ricciardo fan.
I have nothing against him. I'm not. All it is with Ricciardo is I fully understand he's late on in his driving career right now.
That's the same as Vettel.
Same as Vettel, same as Hamilton.
But there is, like I said, we still talk about this, but there is possibly a rumour of Vettel actually wanting to retire at the end of the season.
Yeah. Yeah, I could see. Because was it McLaren? Was it McLaren or Williams? I saw a thing on Twitter about one of the F2 guys is looking very close. I'd have to.
There is
Starry or something like that.
There is somebody that is sitting in at Spain that is making their debut at Spain. Fuck off, Canada. There is somebody that is making their debut at Canada from the F2. Is coming up to try it in one of the practice sessions.
Yeah.
Don't know if it's Piastri. Might be.
I think it was Piastri. I think I saw things about he's. Now, I can't remember if it was with McLaren or with Williams.
I think it's Williams. Sorry, guys. I'm just having a quick.
I'm here Googling frantically.
Yeah, we're just sort of. I want to fact.
That's it. I want to try and get. I'm thinking on something I saw on Twitter like 2 or 3 days ago, and I'm trying to sort of recall the exact details.
Oh yeah, still got believe on about that as well. Bloody Latifi got that penalty, didn't he? In the penalties at Baku.
Did he? I never saw.
Yeah, Latifi got. Latifi got a drive-through, didn't he? Did he get a drive-through or did he get a? No, that was it. Latifi was awarded 10-second stop-go penalty as the lights went out because the mechanic touched his car.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah,
grid. When they pushed it back, didn't they? Pushed it back slightly, so he got thingied for that.
A 2023 pit street for Piastri could be announced in just a few weeks.
What was that?
A 2023 seat for Piastri could be announced in just a few weeks. Okay. Now, apparently he's currently an Alpine reserve driver, so whether that means Alonso's maybe thinking of moving out again.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think Alonso's now... not much younger than Kimi was.
Yeah, it's funny. They did. Total Wolf did label the car as a shitbox. Thinking, you've been listening to these podcasts. I usually find this, but so who did you vote for driver of the day?
Seb.
Did you?
Based on that save.
What, based on the spin?
Yeah. To only lose one place after escaping down the freaking off ramp, spinning it round and just keeping going was a beautiful piece of driving.
Which, yeah.
Do you want me to go through our predictions, by the way? I've got them up.
Yeah, go on. Who?
Right. Well, the predictions were... Well, what do you want to hear first? Go on.
Do Alan's predictions.
Alan went Leclerc, Verstappen, Russell, fastest lap to Norris. So in that, he obviously got. But I think he got 1 point there, didn't he? Because he got Russell in third.
Yeah, but who got fastest lap?
Perez on lap 36. So he got 1 point.
Right, your predictions.
Verstappen, Perez, Sainz, fastest lap to Verstappen. So I get 2 points there.
Because of...
Verstappen and Perez, first and second.
Yeah.
And you've got 1 point because you went Verstappen, Leclerc, Perez. Fastest lap to Norris.
Yeah. Well, the problem was I didn't expect what happened. I know we haven't talked about it yet. I didn't expect a kaboom.
Oh no, I didn't. As you said, I put Sainz into... I didn't expect Ferrari to pick the nuclear option.
Yeah. And you could tell...
Poor Leclerc's going through a torrent run. I mean, after what happened at Monaco...
Yeah. At Monaco, and then... You knew something was wrong. You could hear it in the car. But he had...
I think was it Sainz's first where you literally heard like a bang?
Yeah, you heard it go...
You heard something pop.
Yeah. And it was weird. I mean, if it was a hydraulics issue, that's just going to be hydraulic hose popping off probably, or something like that, and just things spilling. It was interesting.
And then Sainz has released the magic smoke.
Yeah. Sainz or Leclerc.
Once Leclerc, sorry, just released the magic smoke. Once electrics release the magic smoke, they generally don't work very well.
Yeah. But he'd been complaining. This was the thing. Why didn't they pick up on it? He had actually been complaining in qualifying about his engine, about power.
Yeah, they were probably at the point where, because don't forget, after qualifying, if they change components, they get a grid penalty.
Yeah, I know.
And they probably deemed that if they could see some wear, or if they could see something, that they didn't think it was going to go majorly bad before the end of the race, and that they would lose more through a penalty than they'd lose through running it, which we now know to be wrong, but,
yeah,
crystal balls aren't common.
Because that was it. He had been complaining in qualifying about power in his engine, and I'm thinking, oh, well, that's not good. That doesn't sound good. And then,
I'm sure they ran all the tests and all the...
Yeah, and then they said, oh, everything's fine. I'm thinking, you probably just lied to him there. But the thing is, the first thing you hear go when they showed that replay was the turbo. You heard that turbo give up. Because you could hear it doing turbo whine, and then all of a sudden it just... nothing.
Yeah.
And then you just got the smoke.
Yeah.
So we're not going to be able to find this out, are we? Who's got what for engines? Because
I don't know where... I know I heard during the race them say that Bottas was already on his third. If there's like a list online somewhere, I couldn't tell you.
Max and Perez, I think, are both had.
But don't forget, if the engines haven't nucleared themselves, they are allowed to put old engines back in.
Yeah, I know, but I don't know if will that fuel issue and whatever happened to Max and Perez earlier on at Bahrain, will that have caused engine damage?
You'd have to look into that. It's not some of the certain information I have to hand, I'm afraid.
Apologise if you can hear me typing, guys. well, there's a website that basically just gives you sort of a list. Right, okay. So, Hamilton's on his second. George is on his second. Max is on his second. This is his ICE.
Yeah.
So this is his engine. Alonso's on his fucking fourth.
So that means he must already have penalties.
Apparently, after this... Okay, so... Hamilton. His ICE... So, his engine is his second. His turbocharger is his second. His MGUH, which is his motor generator unit for heat, just so you guys do know, is on his second. His MGUK, which is his kinetic, his motor generator unit kinetic, is on his second. His energy store is on his first. His control electronics is on his first. And his exhaust system, apparently he is on his third.
Does that count as part of the pool exhaust system?
No. Russell, same. Second, one, third exhaust. Max, second, first energy store, first and third exhaust. Perez, second, first MGUK, first energy store, first control electronics, fourth exhaust system. Leclerc is on his second ICE. This was after, obviously, Baku, so it's new data. He's on his third turbocharger now, so he will get penalties for a turbocharger.
Yeah.
He's on his second MGUH, first MGUK, I think. Yeah, sorry, no, second MGUK, I apologise. First energy store, first control electronics, fourth exhaust system. Sainz is on 2, 2, 2, 2, 1, 2, 4. Because Sainz did have a bad crash on the back end, didn't he?
Yeah.
So it will have probably screwed the exhaust system. Ricardo is on 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 1, 1, and 2. Norris is on 2, 2, 2, 2, 1, 1, and 2. But Alonso, I think, has got penalties coming his way. Maybe for possibly because he's got 4, 4, 4, 4, 3, 1, and 2. So has he... I know he took a new... This is really weird because Ocon's only on 2 for his ICE.
Did he have a crash that we're just not recalling or something like that?
I'm trying to think where Alonso is. To pick 4 up? Okay, fair enough. I'd have to go back through race footage somehow. Gasly's on his third as well. For his ICE and his turbocharger. And his MGUH. And his MGUK. But he's on his second energy store, second control electronics, and fifth exhaust system. So, yeah, they're around 3 and 2s, basically. I'm not going to do the entire list, because...
I was about to say.
I'm surprised Schumacher has only had... See, now, I know Schumacher's had some bad smacks, but I'm surprised he's only on his second ICE. But he's on his third turbocharger, so there's going to be penalties heading his way. Now, Bottas, according to this, has only had 2 ICEs. But he's had 3 turbochargers. And 3 MGU H's. So he'll get penalty for that, but because I didn't think he had used all his engines.
So are you waiting for me to chip something in there?
Yeah, I kind of was a bit.
I was listening to you, but I had nothing to add to the situation.
So, obviously, so Alonso will end up having to drop. Well, he'll have to drop 10 then, won't he?
I don't think so, yeah.
10 grid places. And then whatever else. And obviously we've got...
At least because we were not a lot, what are we now, 9 races in? 7?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It'll be the 9th race coming up. Canada will be the 9th. So after 8 races, we've still got obviously 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
So you need every component to do 8 races if you want to get through the season without penalties.
We've got 14 left.
Yeah. Well, I was in quick maths 8, 16, 24.
Yeah, well, we've got 14 left. There's going to be penalties this season for all teams. I can see it happening.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to make it an interesting season, but... like I say, we've got Canada coming up, and then obviously we've got British Grand Prix after that.
Yeah.
And I will get to watch that.
I'll watch it, so I'm not sure exactly since you're aware, yeah, but I will get to watch it.
And then obviously I'll be home for Austria, so that podcast though will be... that one will be done back to back.
Yeah.
It's going to have to be done back to back, unfortunately, because of certain things, but that's fine. Then we got France, Hungary, Spa, Netherlands, Monza, Singapore, the shitter that's going to be the early start, Japan, Austin, Mexico, Brazil, and Abu Dhabi.
Yep.
The season decider who will walk away with the championship unless the Drivers' Championship gets decided
Unless it's already been decided by then, which
by then.
the way things are going is highly possible.
So when will the earliest race be that they can decide that?
Oh, that depends on so many different factors.
No, but when would the earliest one race be that they could?
Basically, it'd be the point where somebody couldn't catch the eventual winner, so it's impossible to sort of predict at this point.
Yeah, I know, but is it anywhere it's anywhere between them last 4 races, isn't it? It's anywhere from...
It could be earlier than that. It could.
Really? I didn't think...
Yeah. Basically, as soon as the winner is 104 points ahead of second place, it's done.
Fair enough.
When you think about it.
Yeah, but I'm just guessing that what I would usually say it's any of the last 4 races would be a way that I would basically put it.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. I'm not saying you're right. I would say there is a chance it could happen earlier than that, Like I say, that's basically, I'd say the second that somebody is further ahead than there's points left.
Yeah. Obviously because of all the shit that went on last year, it didn't go that way. Yeah, because I don't know in the 2020 season, I can't remember when Hamilton ended up getting the Drivers' Championship. Wow, there's only 17 races in 2022?
You don't forget we had COVID still.
In 2020, I mean. Yeah, there was only 17, wasn't there?
Hmm.
It's interesting. I'm going back through the driver standings. 2013. Vettel. And Alonso. Mark Webber. And Hamilton. And Kimi that year finished 5th. I mean, Grosjean finished 7th. Here's a name. Felipe Massa.
Aye. Good old Felipe.
Perez that year finished 11th.
Yeah.
I mean, fucking Paul di Resta, for Christ's sake, finished 12th. And then, obviously, you know, you got Danny Rick, who only finished 14th that year. Wow, who the fuck was Esteban Gutierrez?
You remember Gutierrez? I do.
Sort of. And Bottas only finished 17th. Wow, really? You had bloody Maldonado in 2013 and Gilles Bianchi. Holy crap. There's a name.
Aye.
How about Heikki Kovalainen?
Yep.
Do you even remember who the fuck Max Chilton was?
Yes, I do. He went into... Did he not go over into IndyCar?
I don't know. Then you had Gideon van der Garde as well.
That one I do not remember.
Well, he was in 2013 season.
Yeah, that one I do not remember.
Yeah, because that's from the 2014, that's when Hamilton won his championship.
Yeah.
But Massa was like 7th. Massa was Williams, wasn't he? For that, at that point.
Mm.
Button was in McLaren Mercedes. Perez and Hulkenberg in Force India.
Yep.
Kimi was in a Ferrari then. Bloody Kvyat. Oh yeah, of course. Pastor Maldonado was Lotus Renault, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Marcus Ericsson. You'll know that name. IndyCar.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, there just seems to be a lot of names there you don't recognise.
Time moves on.
You know, then obviously you got 2015 season, which Alonso was around for, and Perez was there, because that's when Danny Rick was in, obviously, Red Bull. Yeah, because it was Danny Rick and bloody Kvyat, wasn't it? So when did Max go into Red Bull?
Halfway through 2018, wasn't it? Or 2019? I went into Barcelona.
2016.
16? Was it that? Was the hell?
Yeah, 2016. Max was in. And Kvyat got put back into Toro Rosso.
And then left not long afterwards.
And Max steals his girlfriend.
I think she just came with the car.
Yeah. I know we joke about that, Jesus.
It was part of the contract.
You would not say no to her, though. Oh.
Yeah, but mate, your missus might be listening.
I don't give a shit. She is really nice. Because it's Piquet's daughter, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. But, I don't know. I know we've got completely fucking sidetracked yet again. This is
sidetracked, never.
No, well, we are filling, because it really wasn't. It wasn't exciting, you know.
Nah.
It was probably one of... I'd say Baku last year was more exciting.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Than this year. And I know we talk about it every time. You know, it's supposed to be the new era of F1. It was supposed to give us closer racing and everything. Not seen it.
Well, we have in a way.
What,
We have in a way.
the battle between bloody Max and Leclerc?
We've seen that, yeah. We have seen a little bit close. I said we've seen different teams come up to the front.
Oh, yeah. But it's nothing... It wasn't... It's... Unfortunately, Braun, the way you were making it out to be, you know, it's not lived up to it.
Yet. I will specify that there is time yet.
Oh, yeah, but the way Ross Braun was making out, you know, that it was going to be this way from the start. You know, it's going to be the close race and all that crap. But, yeah, I get it. New cars. I think the F1 2021 season would have probably been completely different.
Oh, yeah.
If these cars had got introduced then.
When they were originally supposed to.
Yeah. Because that's what we have to think about, you know. It was COVID got in the way and the cars were supposed... These cars were supposed to come in then. And the championship could have been like it is now. Or did Mercedes have something better back then? Who knows? That's the thing. Did Mercedes have a better car back then? They certainly did with the other fucking car, because that thing was just a fucking missile.
Yeah.
You will have to get, obviously, Alan's predictions tomorrow.
Yeah. Have you got any to give me?
I'm just going to go... I'm probably going to go Max Perez and Leclerc. Or... Actually, let me go Max, Leclerc, Perez.
Max, Leclerc, Perez, okay. Fastest lap?
I'm going to go... Perez.
Perez, okay. Okay, for the record, I've gone the top three from Baku with Verstappen as fastest lap.
So you've gone Max.
Verstappen, Perez, Russell.
Yes.
Russell's consistency right now.
Yeah, I know, but I was just thinking, obviously, with...
Oh yeah, we're hoping Ferrari get their act together. But...
Yeah, but I was just obviously for the bounce back of Leclerc. Well, not the bounce back, but with Leclerc's engine sort of maybe. You know, I'm probably going to be completely off, but you will have to get.
I'll get
Alan's prediction.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, we've talked about the main events. Aston Martin had a good race, apart from Stroll. Vettel had a good race. Alonso, I don't know what went wrong with Alonso, because he, like I say, he showed so much promise. That car looked real fighty in qualifying and shit like that. Because they'd gone for the dining table, as Crofty would nickname it. Wing, and I thought it was going to make it racy, and it just... Baku's one of them circuits, though, that you've only got a select number of places you can really look at overtaking somebody.
Oh, yeah.
Because it'll go wrong spectacularly. Just like it did with the F2. First corner, first smash. Hence why qualifying was delayed. 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Because practice 3 got delayed because of the F2 incident.
Yeah.
Didn't see any W series this time, though.
No.
Which I was hoping they're just not going. I'm hoping they were going to just show the W series for that, but I don't know the W series schedule, so. Have you got any?
No, I think we've covered the point.
You've sort of got any?
Actually, we sort of glanced around. I think Vettel's awesome piece of driving.
His spin.
It does need to be highlighted. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
and
go on.
I say that another one was a game where I don't think we saw a couple of VSC. Didn't we? Once again, no safety car.
No.
and just say that looking forward to seeing Canada again because it's been a while.
Well, we did. Like I said, the only time the safety car came out was Formula 2.
Mm-hmm.
I expected more red flags. But I don't know who the race director was.
I'm not sure which one it was. I'm afraid I don't keep track.
This is the only thing. I don't like this alternate swapping of race directors. I don't like that. And I think most of the drivers actually don't like that either because there's no consistency.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but at least with Massey there was consistency. They knew that. There was the consistency. Now with Vitage and Freitas or Freitas or whatever the hell he's called.
Yeah.
There's no consistency because they're completely two different styles of race director.
I think I said before, when they announced there was going to be 2, I thought that meant 2 at every race, which I actually thought wouldn't be a terrible thing, would give us a balance, would have 2.
Yeah.
But they told me, as you say, because each one's got their own slight difference of opinions, and it's making it jump around.
But you've seen it. You've seen that in the past races. Look how quick one of the races got restarted.
Yeah.
Off a red flag. It was like, just get on with it sort of thing. It was like, wow. Thought you're supposed to give them a 5-minute warning. But it was just a case of, no, just get on with it. Which is wrong. In a way. Yes, okay, it gets the action back quickly. But what happens if they've nipped off? For a comfort, quick comfort break, shall we say.
I've told you, when they started Monaco, I'm convinced that the race director was a British touring car fan because he literally started it 2 minutes after the second touring car race finished. It's like he was watching the end of it before he...
Yeah, well, we say with Monaco, I think they did have that power failure and obviously the rain. But that was the thing. Yet again, why didn't they have the safety car out doing the laps?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, yeah, there's no other car on track. Burt Mylander could have easily just fucking gone out, done some spotter laps, gone down at the end of the pit lane, rather than coming in the pit lane, gone down at the other end of the pit lane, and backed it in. You know what I mean? Or send the medical car out. Like they did at Spa, because the safety car couldn't go out, they sent the medical car out on spotters. And yeah, there's just this inconsistency. And there's this, well, there was supposed to be like this VAR shite. We've not seen We've not seen any of that. Because do you know why we don't see it?
Yeah.
Because it's not at the track. The VAR decisions aren't being made at the track. They're completely separate somewhere else. In a room somewhere else away from the track. I think it's back perhaps at the FIA or somewhere, some sort of place themselves.
Oh, yeah.
We said it would never work, and it's not working.
Well, VAR was never going to work, was it? Because you say what they're going to do, stop all the cars while they make a decision.
Yeah. I think that was just to shut up and appease a certain team and a certain driver. But what I really want is not going to happen. I want him back. I want Massey back.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people would probably be pissed at that, but there would be consistency. A lot, if Massey come back, can you imagine Toto and Hamilton would spit their fucking dummies. They were the two reasons why. That was two of the reasons why Massey got the oust.
Yeah.
Was them two.
Yeah.
And but it's my opinion. This is obviously my opinion, but The whole 2 race director thing isn't working. The FIA is just a total fucking embarrassment this year. I mean, look who they fucking brought in. Do you know that woman that they brought in?
Yeah.
Something to do with Mercedes. She was.
You act surprised?
Well, yeah, exactly. She was something to do with Mercedes, and it's like, you got rid of an experienced guy for her? Conspiracy? It's not going to do you any fucking favours, though, is it, Mercedes? Honestly, for people listening to this podcast at the time, for the first time, this is what it's like. You get no nonsense with us. We kind of don't give a shit. We say what we think, and
Oh, yeah.
David less so, it seems, at times.
Don't know what you mean.
But, yeah, no. I personally feel the FIA are an absolute fucking embarrassment this year. And it is...
The funny thing is, that's what Morse was saying at the end of last year, so...
Yeah, but that was just the Hamilton fans.
True.
That was just the Hamilton fans spitting their fucking dummy out because Hamilton didn't win his 8th world title. It was fought out on that fucking track.
Oh, yeah.
And the better driver, at the end of the day, got his elbows out and did it. Just because Mercedes gave him a shit strategy call.
Yeah.
And this is the thing. It's like, oh, I don't want to talk about Abu Dhabi. This is fucking Crofty. I don't want to talk about Abu Dhabi, but I'll just mention it. Did you not notice that?
Which one? No, obviously not, 'cause...
He has a... It's a tendency. It's been the last couple of races. It's a case of, the whole Abu Dhabi from last season, kind of something will get slipped in.
Well, it's normally Ted mentions it and he tells him not to, doesn't he?
Oh, it's not just Ted. Croft has been known to do it as well. But they've just, yeah. Okay, what Massey probably, this is last season, but what Massey did was maybe didn't follow the rules, or didn't follow procedure. But it wasn't just his decision to do what he did. He would have, like we said, clerk of the course would have had to give the approval as well. And they wanted one lap of motor racing. Just because Mercedes made a bad strategy call. He got a lot of hate after Abu Dhabi. And it was unjustified. And so did Latifi. It was unjustified. It was, it wasn't warranted. I'm sorry, but to give somebody death threats is bollocks.
Yep. You
don't threaten. Just, you're a fucking keyboard warrior. You sat behind a keyboard. You do not give death threats. You may do it at the heat of the moment, but what what dickheads don't realise when they do such a thing, that if that tweet is then handed to the police will go through all them Twitter accounts. They will trace everybody's IP. They will trace who their internet service provider is. They will trace their IP. They will trace their location. And you could actually be summoned to a court of law just over making a death threat, because it is seen as intimidation. And this is what a lot of the keyboard warriors of these Hamilton fucking fans didn't realise at the time. And probably still don't realise now. And that's a true fact. I still love Christian Horner's joke last year about the whole giving Latifi the supply of Red Bull.
Yeah.
I'm still yet to pick up that watermelon Red Bull, but I will be picking some up if I can find some. If I can find some in Manchester when I'm down there, I'll be picking some up. That's for sure.
I've definitely had cans of I don't know if it's one of the green ones in this country. I think it's the tropical one. I've had them before, so I know that we have got them over here.
Yeah, but unfortunately, I can't have the tropical flavour, can I? But yeah. But on that rantable bombshell...
So I'd say I'll take the soapbox off him, folks, or else we'll be here all day.
We are going to end this one here. But on a positive note, it's well done to Red Bull. Shame for Ferrari of what happened. Good job for
Good day for Red Bull. Very lucky day for Mercedes.
Yeah.
Who literally fell into a podium and a fourth.
Yeah.
Oh, we probably should mention
AlphaTauri.
To all the no accident. No, I was going to go on about from Red Bull. All the people. It wasn't team orders this weekend. Max was genuinely a good deal faster at the point of overtake, and common sense dictate let him go. So all those people who were crying that Perez was team ordered out the way, I honestly don't think that was the case.
No.
I don't feel it was.
We forgot to mention that. He was told no fighting. He was told no fighting, but at the end of the day, Perez had lost pace. Because he pushed on cold-ish tyres, it screwed him for traction.
Yeah.
Max caught him. Max took him fairly. It's not team orders. He was just told, don't fight, because if you remember the slight incident...
It was Red Bull at Baku, wasn't it?
It was Red Bull at Baku, and one Red Bull went into the other. And Red Bull didn't want to see that happen again. Was it Danny Rick on Max? Literally rear-ended him?
Yep.
And they didn't want to see that happen again. So it was just a case of...
Yeah.
No fighting. I mean, I should mention that, actually, Norris, at the end.
Yeah.
He wanted to push on Danny. He thought better of it, but he wanted to push. You could see. Because he was told not to pass him, wasn't he?
Yeah.
It was team orders, but Norris really wanted to go.
Aye.
Bring on Canada.
Yeah. Well, on Canada, usually a good track. When we don't get the 6 hours of bird watching with David Coulthard. The day when Jenson Button held every position on the grid.
Yeah. So obviously we've got that on the... Canada's on the 19th.
Yeah, so the podcast will be on that either the Monday or the Wednesday. I'm thinking more likely probably the Wednesday again, seeing how we get on.
But we'll have to find out. Won't be.
And then 2 weeks after I got the British Grand Prix.
Yeah, which the podcast would then be done.
That's going to be a week later because I'm away all that week following it. Unless, I doubt if I'll get it done that week. So we'll have to double up.
I'm not back till Austria.
Yeah, we'll have to double up.
So it'll have to be doubled. Well, it'll either be the 11th, it'll be 11th or the 13th.
Yeah, fair enough.
And then me and you, we need to schedule F1 2022 gameplay.
Oh yeah, because we'll have it by that point.
We will. Alan won't, because Alan will be away. So it will be me and you. So yeah, guys, you've got to have to look out for the F1 2022 gameplay coming up as well.
Hi.
And watch us both go fuck up.
Yep.
Obviously, you'll have a bit more advantage over me. Oh no, you won't. If you
I'm away.
You said you were travelling, so
yeah, he comes on the 1st. I go away on the 3rd, and I'm working the 1st and the 2nd, so I might get to
install it, and that'll be about
maybe
it.
Put it in, check updates, and maybe have a bit of a play. But I won't be able to do a lot. Trust me.
Yeah. So, but yeah. Anyways, guys, because we're gonna end this one here. So, thank you for joining us. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. Don't forget you can follow us on Twitch. And obviously you can follow us on the other social media. Links are in the description for that. And we shall see you next time. So until then.
So long, folks.
And goodbye for now.